about the big one. How do you get played at Tomorrowland? Yeah.
It's a really funny story because
Hello, Magthegreat, and welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to be doing this podcast today with my friend Stefan, and I'm so glad that he's on the podcast today. So we're gonna be talking about music in general, and I have a very special, interesting career in DJ at the moment. So we're gonna be hearing that story a little bit. I'm gonna introduce myself first, and then my guests can introduce themselves after. Artist name is Magthegreat. I'm Magnus. I'm 24 years old and I live in Denmark, Copenhagen. I'm a DJ and a producer, and my main genre is around pop and EDM, deep house, sidetrance a little bit. Yeah, basically all EDM. I try to be a multi-genre artist because I want to get more people into my music and that kind of stuff. 21 years old, I get signed to my first label over at some Science festival. Got played at, and that stuff was really exciting. This was called The Mantra. It's a Psytrance track. So I was very happy to see that in my mail. I get started around playing guitar, as you see here in the background, when I was younger, and I played the violin too. So I know a bit music theory in general and piano. I can do that stuff also. And then I started getting introduced to FL Studio, and more that was my first program, and then I moved over to Logic, but I'm switching a bit more between Logic and FL Studio. I can do both of them. So yeah, I think that is my story, and now will Stefan introduce himself.
cool. So yeah, what's up? I'm Stefan. My DJ name, artist name is Creeps. I've been DJing for almost 10 years now and producing for 3 or 4 years. And over those times, I've played shows with names like Oliver Heldens, Lucas and Steve, Moxie, Layback Luke, and lots of others. My main genre is tech house music, variety of more commercial, more underground tech house. I never released a track, but I'm really working on it. I'm having some good connections with labels at the moment. And about 2 years ago, I really switched my sound because before I was more of like a tech house and bass house DJ, but I stopped doing bass house because I did not enjoy it anymore. So fully focused on tech house. So there was a kind of a switch in my sound, which had a small setback in my producing career because I needed to develop a new sound, and I'm that's quite in the works right now. And what I was saying, I'm working on some releases right now. So maybe in the future, maybe in a couple months, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I see tech house getting a lot more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, every festival they playing some kind of it, and it's really interesting.
Yeah,
Uh, it's
exactly.
weird growing. I think it's number one genre at the moment that people listen to, and I
Yeah,
think because of COVID, that yeah, it's a bit more relaxing than let's say a big room example or sidetrend.
yeah,
Little stuff.
exactly. It's also good for just listening it in the car or at home. It's so, and it also works really great in clubs and festivals. So I think it's a perfect combination of both worlds.
Yeah,
And I think that's what makes it so popular.
yeah. How do you get into music at the first? Let us take some years back when you first started to get into it. What makes you make music? You know what I mean?
Like in producing or DJing or both.
Both.
All right. Yeah, well, I was around 7 or 8 years old when I started DJing,
Yeah.
and I got into DJing because when I was little, I always told my parents that I wanted to become a DJ, and I did not know why. I just always said I want to become a DJ. I don't know where it came from. It just was
Okay.
this thing that I always said. And then yeah, when I was about 7 or 8, my a good friend of my mother, her son, started the DJing school, and I started taking lessons over there and just fell in love. And yeah, that's when I started with DJing really. But soon after a couple years, I realized that it's not only DJing but also producing. That if you want to break through and get big, you also need to become a producer. So I did not know that at first. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I started producing from the same guy that taught me DJing in the beginning. Also taught me Ableton
Yeah.
For about a year, and then after that year, I just started making music, learning, watching every YouTube tutorial,
Yeah.
just making the shittiest songs over and over again till I made a good one, and just repeating the process. And yeah, that's how I started getting into producing. And actually now I'm in the Herman Brood Academy. I'm in my second year, and I don't know if you know it, but it's like one of the biggest music schools in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Also, Martin Garrix went to it. Yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
a couple of other big artists. So yeah, I'm also learning a lot, like lot of new stuff, and just yeah, really working on my music and hopefully releasing something soon. So yeah, that's kind of how my story started with both of the things. I don't play any instruments, but would love to do that one day though.
So the school he was talking about, as there's all been some guys in the Netherlands. We really want to go to there if you wanna 100% full centered to music.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the teachers are also like they are from the industry as well. Most of them are quite successful DJs and producers themselves. So
Yeah.
they really teach you like their experience, and it's not just theory from the books, but things that apply in like real life. And that's what I think makes the school so great, because
Yeah.
I don't actually think there's another school where you can learn so much, like practically, but also theoretically about music that really applies to your own career, your music, etc. So yeah, would 100% recommend. And it's not only for Dutchies, because people can come from all over the world to the school, but you do need to speak Dutch because all the lessons are given in Dutch. But there are also a couple of people from Belgium, from Germany, so it is possible, but you do need to speak Dutch. So
Yeah, interesting story. Yeah, and I can see from your post. I look back at a documentary with big artists name you named them yourself in the intro that you have been playing for as a DJ.
yeah.
And I got a special feeling about you, man, that you're gonna make
Thanks.
it up.
Thanks, man. That's good.
Yeah, things can move really fast sometimes. And how old are you?
I just turned 18 like a month ago.
Yeah.
So still pretty young.
Have to get this guy on revealed. It could be interesting. I know that you're very young, but what did you find on your journey that you have to give advice if you're starting completely over again for a new artist or DJ?
That's a good one, actually. I think just put in as much work as you can. And I say that because that's also like the same advice for me, because I'm quite a lazy person. Sometimes if I'm not in the feeling, I can leave my laptop for weeks even. And it's so I kick myself in the head sometimes, because I think that's so stupid, because if I put that work, those couple of weeks that I didn't do anything about my music, if I actually did something about my music, I would have gained so much new information and would have been a lot better. But what I said, I'm quite a lazy person. So to everyone listening right now, just put in as much work as you can, even though you're not quite feeling in the mood. Just try it. Just set a timer for 1 hour. Go after your laptop, start up Ableton, FL Studio, Logic, doesn't matter, and just try to make music for an hour. And if it doesn't work for an hour, then leave it. Then do your thing, go take a walk, I don't know, play some video games, and try again tomorrow till you eventually get the creativity to make a full track or just make some ideas. So just put in as much hours as you can. That's
Yeah,
my advice.
it's a pretty good advice. Yeah, and do you think the young people need to get starting with DJ? Do you think they need to get to the clubs early, or how they process the DJ market if you have to go?
Oh, that's a really good one because you do learn the most when you're DJing in clubs or festivals, because I think the most important thing about DJing is reading a crowd. So if the crowd reacts to a certain song or a certain genre, then you know, oh, I gotta play this song next, and it's one of the most important things a DJ can do. But the thing is, if you want to get booked again by the club, you do need to have clean transitions as well. So I think it's important to first focus on your transitions at home so you can mix a set for an hour, 2 hours without any mistakes or any big mistakes. Just a clean set, clean transitions. And if you fully control that, then you should reach out to a couple clubs nearby or festivals, or even just start at DJing at weddings or at parties, not even clubs. And because yeah, I think you learn the most what I said uh, with reading a crowd. That's really important. So just try to, when you got your mixing under control and you can transition a song to another song and to another song and four, um, then I think you should try to DJ as much as you can at parties and everything, because then you will learn the real DJing, to put it like that. So I think that would be my way to approach it if I would start again.
Yeah, very good. Do you think they need to send a mail over to the club where they introduce their mixes and maybe do that a little promo for themselves or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really good. I think if you want to play somewhere, you should have a mixtape prepared, like on your SoundCloud, just a private link, or could also be a public link with a mixtape, what your music is, what you want to play for like 30 minutes, an hour, something like that, just a mixtape, and send it to all the clubs, festivals in your area,
yeah,
with a small biography of yourself, not too long, because usually they won't read the whole email. So just describe yourself in 2 or 3 sentences. Put a link of your mixtape, like, and say like, um, curious to find out what you think about it. I don't know. And I think that's a great way. Just send a DM. That could also be just an Instagram DM, Facebook DM, or an email. Just get yourself out there. I think that's a really good thing to do, actually.
yeah. How do you came up with your DJ name?
That's a really funny story, because when I started DJing, I did not have a DJ name, and then I got a couple of first gigs,
Yeah,
and they asked me like, "What is your DJ name?" And I did not have a DJ name, so at the time I was also skating a lot, and
yeah,
there was this skating brand from my hometown called Creeps with a Z instead of an S.
yeah.
So I just changed it to an S and made it my name. It's really stupid, but that's how it came. So
Okay. One of my friends, when I was younger, I think I got the name when I was 10 or 12 years old. We got a friend that's over and he's playing video games sometimes with him. And he said, Magnus, you should call yourself Magthegreat, because this means Magnus means big, and yeah,
yeah,
something like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because the names could come from the most random things, but it's
Yeah,
indeed funny that you can find your artist name like that. So
yeah.
it's good to hear.
Could you tell me how you are working a bit when you are DJing, when you are trying to, what do you need to prepare before a set, or all that kind of stuff? Yeah,
Uh, Depends because
yeah,
for the more like usual smaller club gigs or festival gigs, I divided my USB in like
yeah,
six parts. I have a folder with like tech house songs for when the party is quite dead to get the party started. Like it's all sorted in energy level. So you have energy level 1, it's just very low, very calm. Energy level 2, and it builds up to 6. So, and I know exactly what songs are in which folder. So when I have um, just a more regular gig, I use the folder. So when I know the party is like a little bit going on, I would grab for folder 2 or 3. When the party is like really, really big, everybody's jumping, I would go for like 5 or 6. And so that's usually how I get into my more normal gigs. But when I have like a really big gig or a special gig, I prepare my set. But 9 out of 10 times I still play other songs in my prepared set because the
yeah,
people most of the time react differently than you think they would react. So luckily I know all my tracks, most of them.
yeah,
So I know what grabs to pick when they don't like the song that I'm playing or something else. So yeah,
yeah,
something like that. That's how I would go for a set.
yeah. It's a bit about reading the crowd also that you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most important because
Yeah,
you can prepare a set, but if your prepared set sucks and nobody dances to it, then
mm,
why would you prepare a set? The most important thing actually, exactly what you said, is reading a crowd. So
yeah.
that's
Mm.
the most useful skill as a DJ you can have.
I know that you not have been into this. Maybe you mentioned about a bit labels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can start with my story. If, yeah. So I mentioned the Mansala Psytrance. I was talking about the first that got me signed.
Yeah.
Then just getting snowballed from there. The labels. I reach out to many labels. I do in 2 years back. I did a EP also, tech house
Yeah.
stuff. I'm moving a bit more into pop now because and deep house, but the tech house always get me.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's something that you can make a bit more easy also, but yeah, it's a bit more catchy and.
Yeah.
This can really be interesting. So I try to send my EP at the moment. I got 5 tracks over there
Yeah.
with tech house into it, and try to reach out to many labels as possible.
Yeah.
Then I got the big songs, the deep house one. They can maybe be signed to reveal or spinning, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a long way. You have to start small before you're reaching to spinning. But yeah, little.
Yeah, exactly. You can't start at the top, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You need to start at the bottom and just
mm,
take every little step up the ladder till you get at the top. And that's exactly how you should approach it. And that's what I'm doing right now. So that sounds great, man. Can't wait to hear your release on spinning.
yeah. I think as in 1 month we're gonna really releasing on spinning.
Yeah, yeah.
After the
If you
podcast.
do, I'll be your first listener.
Do you have a music plan? Do you have a plan you go after now that you're working on? Do you have set some goals up for the future and that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I do got a plan, like, because at the moment sometimes I have like 4 gigs in like a month, or 5 gigs or 6 gigs. Sometimes I have like 1 gig a month, but I want it to be more planned out, more stable, that it's more even. And I'm also in the talks with some agencies right now, some Dutch agencies who want to maybe help me with that to get a more even agenda.
Yeah.
And um, with production, with my music production, my plan is to release my first track this year, my debut track. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get the deal this year, but I don't know if it will get released this year because most of the times a release is like when you sign a deal, it's a couple months before it actually gets released.
Yeah.
So I'm more focusing on next year, and my plan for next year is to release like 4 or 5 tracks, and that's quite a lot. But I think the thing is, I just need to get my first track, my debut track out there. From there on, I think it will start rolling eventually, and that's what I see with a couple of my producer friends who were in the same. It's not really a problem, but who were in the same situation. So yeah, I'm really focusing on next year to get like a stable 4 or 5 releases, something like that. So that's my plan.
Who inspired you to make music?
Ooh, that's a really good one. First inspiration was, I think, Afrojack, but that was more like a DJing type because I did not produce at the time.
Yeah.
But when I got into production, I think my biggest inspiration was Brohug. They're Swedish, I think. 3 Swedish guys were making a bass house. And I think, yeah, Brohug Abstract was also a really great inspiration of mine. But as I said, I kind of left the bass house scene and really focusing on house, tech house. So my biggest inspirations right now, I think, are Chris Lake, of course, West End. It's a really great producer. I like Matroda a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, more of those guys at the moment. So
first you see the guitar and then you see the piano I get starting with. So then I got into schools and that kind of stuff where we need to get a project up and running to see what really you want to go for in the future. And then at the school, it was at the middle school, so very young there. Then I just named Tiesto, and he was pioneer DJ at the moment. Yeah, so he kind of inspired me, and then I worked on the project and write it down to the school and all that stuff. So this was pretty amazing. Yeah. I think I found I'm in Van Buren also. I listen to a lot, but is in the trance stages. It's not like the main. So they started at me in the trance, but now everything is moving mainstream. You see Armin and Tiesto not doing the trance, the old music that they were doing some 10 years ago that they really liked and moving into mainstream.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody changes their sound at one point, at least most of the people. But I think that's also a good thing to you should not limit yourself as an artist. If you want to make trance but want to make dubstep the other day, I think that should be possible. Maybe it's not the most smart thing career-wise because your fans will probably think what is going on, but I think that's being an artist because it's a creative job and you should be free to do whatever you want, I think.
What is the most thing that you love about music? What do you love about making music?
I don't know. I think when I finish a track, I don't know what it is. There's just something about it when you really like the track you made yourself and you want to play it out or something like that. It's just I don't know. It's just a moment of pride, I think, because you made something out of scratch. Like there was nothing. You just had a sketchbook, to put it like that, and you just made it a piece of art. So that's, I think that's really cool, just to be creative and to make something out of nothing. I think that's what gives me like the energy, and that's what I love about making music. So
you also mentioned about that the people that you like to play at a crowd, right? So you really love to see the dance floor, dance to your music. Hopefully, it can happen to
Yeah.
you very soon because I think you are getting there, and I think it's
Yeah.
an interesting story that you got that you first starting out with the DJ career and
Yeah.
making named are more to artists and not been DJing so much, but I have been played my sets and my songs are getting signed to worldwide, and yeah, they are just supporting it and that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also really cool. That's
Yeah,
what I want to experience right now. Everybody starts in their own way, and that's really cool to hear. I think that's the same energy as I get when I'm playing for a crowd. If you get a track signed or you see like some big DJs playing your track,
yeah.
that's just really cool to see that. So yeah, that's really cool, man.
I can start on this topic a bit is about the social media. So social media for me is very important at the moment. You see Instagram and TikTok really can get take over. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you're trying to post, I see you. If you try to post on TikTok with your where you're trying to make music and film with your phone, and how to make the process, it can really blow up for you over the night, or even go with the DJ set
Yeah.
when you see the crowd behind you and that stuff. Try to be creative as much as possible.
Yeah, that's really true. Social media can that's what helped me a lot in the beginning of my career because I was posting like a lot of videos and just me doing tricks and everything on my social media and on the DJ decks and everything. And that's I actually got some gigs from there. So I think that social media is really important nowadays to get yourself out there, to
Yeah,
get people to notice you, and you can really build a brand from social media. You don't even have to play big shows or have to have big releases. If your content gets picked up and blows up overnight, as you said, you can really still be a great artist. So that's it's very important. And I think that's if you start with your career, you should start with social media from day one, like the same day. I think
yeah,
that's how the earlier you start, the probably the bigger it will get. So yeah,
yeah.
would definitely recommend.
Also, when you are getting signed, and it will happen to you. I know, I know that
Yeah,
guy will it will happen for you for sure, and you're
yeah.
very. So
Thank you, man.
when you see the labels, some of the big labels like Revealed, Spinning, Amanda, you name them, Hexagon, even with Don Diablo. They have a release plan set, as you also mentioned. They set your track to come out this date, and then you're gonna hype it up on your social media, and the label will maybe help you uh,
Yeah,
to try to get your release and to promote it and do all the stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a
yeah,
way to build up your socials.
yeah,
Also, when you get into a meeting, let us say you have 20K followers on Instagram, example, this can for sure help you build up with spinning or the big labels. They see these things also uh, in their things when they're looking after for young DJs and that stuff.
yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's really good indeed. So yeah, what I said, just start with social media for the young people out there who want to start. Yeah, so you can get noticed by big labels just through social media. So yeah, that's 100% true.
Could you tell me about some of your projects you have in a couple of months about DJing, or you have some gigs out there you really want to go to?
Yeah, of course. I think the second or third week of September, I'll be on Ibiza for a whole week
Or you have-
to play there. There's are a couple of big private parties,
Yeah.
like yacht parties and after parties at a couple big houses.
Yeah.
And maybe even one club night there in Ibiza, but that's not sure yet. So I'll be playing in Ibiza in like a month and a half, and maybe playing Mallorca in 2 weeks. There's a new beach club that opened there, and they already contacted me a couple times that they wanted me to play there, but they had a couple of things that got delayed and everything. So that's also not sure yet. But yeah, most of my big festivals are just over. I played Tomorrowland 1 week ago.
Yeah.
Now about 1 or 2 weeks ago. And a couple weeks before that, I played a couple of quite big festivals in the Netherlands. I played the Serious Sunday, the main stage for 10,000 people. I played on Sunbeats. It's for I think 1 or 2 thousand people, something like that. So there was a couple festivals in the Netherlands, and for the future, yeah, what I said, Ibiza and Mallorca, but for the rest, I don't know what's to come. So I will see.
Yeah, it's pretty big for you, and congratulations on the Ibiza and you're heading out to play there at such a young age is amazing for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my dreams coming true
Yeah,
to play Ibiza and also play Tomorrowland like a week ago. So
yeah, it's insane.
it's mind blown.
So, do you get inspired by traveling and doing all these stuff when you are DJing to Ibiza and that stuff? This will really inspire you, right?
Yeah, yeah, a lot. I think I get the most inspiration from I think seeing other DJs play to like to travel like uh when I was at Tomorrowland, I saw almost the whole set of Till of Us. I don't know if you know them, but they're like
Yeah,
these big techno guys from Italy, I think. And it's not even my genre of music, but I liked it so much that like the energy and the track selection was insane, and I got
yeah,
so much inspiration from just seeing all the other artists play. And but also I get inspiration from a whole other things like uh, sometimes taking a walk in the park or going to the beach or traveling to another country.
yeah,
So yeah, I think if I'm coming back from my beach, I will get like a lot of inspiration for new songs. So I
yeah,
hope I'm gonna write a good song when I come back.
yeah. It's pretty amazing story we've got so far. So you have been played at the Netherlands Slam. It's also a pretty big company over there, Slam.
Oh yeah, Slam. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a funny story because Slam has is like the one of the biggest radio stations. It's the biggest dance slash EDM radio station in the Netherlands. Like uh, a lot of big DJs play their DJ sets over there, like Afrojack, Armin van Buren, like a lot of them. And they organize parties and festivals as well. Together with they partnered up together with Dutch Week. It's a company from here,
yeah,
and they organize like these whole weeks in Austria, Norway, Italy, like all these skiing resorts,
yeah,
and they organize a whole week of like festivals and parties in the clubs over there. And I played there 2 times now, 2 times in Austria, one time in Selam Zee. I don't know if that's the translation in English, but that's how we call it in the Netherlands.
yeah. Mhm.
And one time in Gerlos, I think. And this winter I'm going again. I think I already had some contact with Dutch Week and Slam. I don't know which location this week, this year. So maybe I'll be in Norway, or maybe I'll be in Italy, or
Yeah,
but yeah, I've did some things with slam, indeed.
it's pretty amazing. Also, I see the you put it on the Facebook. For Austria, is
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in Salzburg. I think.
yeah. Oh, Sabak. Yeah, that was the not Gerlos, Sabak. It's close to Gerlos. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So pretty amazing set you got so far. Yeah. So
And thank you.
let us talk about the big one. How do you get played at Tomorrowland? Yeah.
It's a really funny story because the like a couple of days before the third weekend of Tomorrowland, there was a Tomorrowland Academy. And although I've been DJing for almost 10 years now and producing for like 4 years, I still went to the academy because I really like to learn. And everywhere else, people have a different view on certain things, or have different methods of DJing and everything. So I went to the academy. It was like for 4 days, I think, and it was really cool. And also got to show my own music and my skills as a DJ. And I left quite an impression over there because on Thursday evening, one of the people from the academy came up to me and said, uh, wow, you left such an impression, and I think you're so good. There are a couple of DJs who came to fall out, which they couldn't play anymore at Tomorrowland, and we want to have you as a replacement. So I got the job like on a Thursday evening, and I needed to play on a Friday and Saturday, the third weekend, on Tomorrowland. I also played the Thursday, and the Thursday I played on the Gathering. That's like only for the camping people. And I
Yeah.
played on the mushroom stage, big stage with mushrooms and everything.
Yeah.
And Friday and um, Saturday, there was like this big VIP deck directly after the main stage. So it was against the main stage. You need to take the stairs up there, and there was like a VIP party for important people of Tomorrowland and everything. And I played there for 2 days. Played there on a Friday from what was it, about 2 to 4, and on the Saturday I played from 12 to 2, and from 5 till 8, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. Just to it wasn't even a big stage, but it's just the opportunity you get to play at such a big festival. And I think I also unlocked a lot of new opportunities to grow to like the bigger stages, because
Yeah.
I have personal contact with the booker of Tomorrowland now, and maybe in the next oncoming years I'll be playing at a bigger stage. But yet it's so amazing. Just it was also the first time for me at the festival because I just turned 18,
Yeah.
so I never experienced Tomorrowland, but to experience it for the first time as a DJ is just even more insane. Just was one of the greatest memories I've ever made. So yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't take my smile off my face for like a whole week.
I can understand. It's very insane, and congratulations for that. Yeah.
Thank you a lot.
And all these things with your DJs, do you have a manager, or do you find it all by yourself, or how is it?
Uh, I work together with my parents. Actually, they both have a job, but in their free time they help me. I like to focus on the creative part myself, so the DJing and the producing, because like the business side of the music industry can be quite sad sometimes, because there are a lot of deals and things, and people promise you everything, and nothing will actually happen. So sometimes when they say certain things, so my parents helped me a lot. And as I said, I'm in the talks with a couple of agencies right now who want to help me with my bookings, so I don't need to do that myself with my parents anymore. And I have a couple of good industry friends who help me sometimes with advice or to take certain things over. So luckily, I'm not on my own, but I don't have a professional manager or anything. Just good relations with the right people.
Yeah, pretty same. I think in 2 years you will have Jesus manager. You're gonna
I hope that would be a lot easier though to have a manager. But for
Yeah.
now, I can handle the things pretty good myself
Okay.
with my parents. So,
Yeah.
but I think that that would certainly be a good thing.
Yeah. What have you made in your guest mixes when you're doing for slam and all that stuff? What do you try to focus on when you're doing these set like Tomorrowland? You have this is a very special moment.
Yeah.
You try to focus on what music do you try to focus on?
Yeah, that's a really good question because I don't like to play that commercial actually. Like the problem is because tech house is like new is now like a really big genre. It's like really mainstream. But the problem, I really like it because a lot of people get introduced to tech house. But the thing is that also comes with it is a lot of people are making like these remixes um, of popular pop songs or R&B or hip hop songs, like these tech house remixes, and every tech house DJ out there is playing them,
Yeah.
and it works really good uh, for in the crowd. But I think you kind of lose your identity as a DJ because every tech house DJ is playing the same music, and I don't want to be like the same tech house DJ as like the other five guys before and after me. So um, I want to play music like that I really like, but not a lot of people play. So it's like a little bit more underground, but not too underground. Because if you play too underground, like more of the mainstream people won't understand it, won't get it, and you still want them to dance. So I kind of search my limits to play as underground as possible so the people who are just like the mainstream tech house lovers, they still dance to it. So I do sometimes drop a remix of a popular song here and there, but for most of the time I just try to have my own identity as a DJ and play more lesser known songs.
Yeah.
But it's still important to read a crowd at the end of the day. So you still need to make them dance. So sometimes if I do have to play like a lot of these remixes, I still do it because my job as a DJ is to make the people dance, and I'm not there to play a set for myself. I'm there to play a set for them. So
Yeah.
as I said, I try to play as underground as possible.
So let us go into this very interesting topic at the moment. We see some years ago. I don't know if you remember it. You remember Alan Walker with the Ghost Produce?
Yeah. I know the story. Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think it's okay for him because he has more focus on the people, on the fans that he's been building up to. So I think it's okay because he have a lot of stuff already happening to him, and yeah, it's hard also to just travel the world and make music
Yeah.
and try to be an artist yourself and just really focus on. So I think he have done some of the music. He have maybe find the singer or doing something because we have all started in FL Studio, so he must know some kind of way into music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he have been a part of this track Faded. Yeah, and
Yeah.
starting building up my YouTube. I have around 2K now over there. They're
Yeah.
coming also on DMs, like you talk about on Instagram. They are trying to get me to go produce tracks, so I do this, and you can and yeah, I put the link in there so they can email me and we can talk about everything in there. So yeah, but I really like to focus on my own genre for something that's over in the other country, and a guy that's trying to make girls produce. He may not know the mindset in my head what he have in the
Yeah.
music I like, and as an artist, it's hard to find this sound. So I try to make the most music possible as myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's very interesting topic about gospel.
Really good because you can earn like good money and also build up connections, I think, in the music industry, like in another way. But if you want to also be an artist yourself, it's really hard because a lot of times you'll be producing songs that's not in your own genre, or and it can be frustrating sometimes because it takes up a lot of time. So I understand what you're saying, but yeah, it's really difficult indeed.
Yeah,
It's because at the end of the day, you still need to have food to eat and pay your bills and everything, but you also want to focus on your own career. So
mm,
it's really difficult. I get that. I get that. Decide that yourself. I think to what feels good for you and what you think is the best option.
yeah. I think Magic Stimulators like Mike and Oliver Hendricks, all these kind of stuff. I think they have a team for them that make the
Yeah,
music, and they're getting signed to
yeah,
a deal and getting more and more popular as an artist. They focus a bit more on the big shows themselves, and letting other people take control over their music.
yeah,
But yeah, they have to be, of course, approving that they liking the music, obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't actually think it's a bad thing that you
Mm,
have a team of producers who help you. Like as long as you're being honest about it. If you say like, oh, I make all my own music, and at the end of the day everybody else is making your music except you, then I think it's a stupid thing. But if you're just honest about it, and I know a lot of people who make their IDs themselves. So they make like a lot of small IDs, and they have just a team or a certain person that finishes the songs for them. So you're still involved in the music making, but somebody else just finished them for you because you don't have time, or you do not have the creative capacity to finish a song. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing actually. As I said, as long as you're being open and honest about it.
make a collab together or what?
Yeah, of course. I'm
Uh,
I'm down.
you into it feels like a tech house, more vibey, Chris Lake kind of style.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm working on a couple tracks right now, but when I'm done with those, I can send you some ideas, or you can send me some ideas, and
yeah,
maybe we can make a great track together.
yeah. Maybe one you can play in the Evita.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, we can do the vocals. And do we have a microphone? You can do the vocals. So
Yeah. Oh, I do my own vocals sometimes, but I don't have a microphone. I use my phone, like the microphone on my phone for my vocals, but I edit them a lot. Like
yeah,
they're not singing vocals. They're more like spoken word, like sort of rap kind of vocals. Not really,
yeah,
but we can work something out.
yeah, man. Thank you very much for doing the podcast with me today.
Yeah, of course, it was fun.
Have fun in the pizza, and I really think that you can go really far. I think something really special about you. But
Thank
yeah,
you, man.
yeah, man.
Thank you. Good luck to your career as well, and thanks for the invite for the podcast. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, cool. Bye bye.